This is Vader from the Raider Entertainment Blog coming to you with another edition of MLB Observations, Week 4 of the 2022 season. The Padres, as we mentioned before, they have this tendency to bat like Austin Nola leadoff or second when he's an okay offensive catcher, but he's got no speed. Profar, we've been over this, he's a shortstop playing left field. The Padres don't have a left fielder, so they're just going with what they can, but he's not a cleanup hitter. Then they're playing Matt Beatty in the outfield, and that dude's a first baseman DH. And Cronenworth is a middle infielder by trade and not a first baseman. You have enough guys on that team. You got 3 first basemen: Hosmer, Will Myers, and Beatty. No need for Cronenworth to be playing first base, nor to even bat in the middle lineup. I liked when it was Grisham and Cronenworth leading off, and Machado batting third. Makes a lot of sense. They have this super rotation, so starter like Dos Lemes's going to pitch out of the bullpen. Pirates. Reynolds, we know this. He's not a center fielder. Stop playing him in center field. Ben Gamble, leading off, is perfect. But him batting 4th or 5th, no, that dude's not a power hitter. Diego Castillo at this point is a backup. He should not be batting 5th. Van Meter is a quad A first baseman super utility guy that bounces from team to team. He has no business taking away bats from Cole Tucker, who they're going to throw in the outfield. Tucker is a shortstop. If Newman's out for a bit of time, he's the only other guy who should be getting every opportunity as shortstop. Michael Chavis is a corner infielder DH, but again, they're set there, so him playing second base is silly. And then Crow is a starting pitcher, Will Crow. They got him a starting pitcher in a trade from the Nationals. Start him. It's a waste to have him pitch out of bullpen. And then Key Brian Hayes is perfectly suited to bat 3rd or even 5th in this lineup. He's not a leadoff hitter. He's also not a shortstop. You got like 4 shortstops on this roster that I would play before him. And Vogelbach is an all-or-nothing power hitter, not a leadoff hitter. That makes absolutely no sense. Mariners, Ty France, we've been over it. He can drive in 100 runs probably if he got the opportunity to, but he's not a number 2 hitter or a leadoff hitter. Mitch Haniger is not a cleanup hitter. And J.P. Crawford is a speed, contact-oriented hitter, so he's not a number 3 or number 5 hitter. Abraham Turrell is not a leadoff hitter. He's a power guy, nor is he a second baseman. You have Adam Frazier. He should be playing second base every single day. And then Torrens is one of the 3 catchers on this team, so he not should be DHing. Got too many guys who are better to DH. They're one of the 3 or 4 teams this week I noticed that's lost their DH. There's no way to do it. Just keep the guy in. And then Dylan Moore. The Mariners have like 1,000 outfielders. He should never be playing outfield. And Adam Frazier should not be DHing because they're guys who are horrible defensively. That should be playing, in the DH. And he's on number 9 hitter. He should be batting leadoff for second. Marlins. Jesus Aguilar, Garrett Cooper, they're power hitters. They're not number 2 hitters. Sanchez and De La Cruz are not cleanup hitters. They're young outfielders that are inexperienced. They're not power hitters. And Jazz Chisholm, he's got blazing speed, and Rojas is the contact hitter. They're not 5, 6, 7 hitters. They're either batting at the top of the lineup or batting at the bottom of the lineup. And then Brian Anderson should not be ever playing the outfield. The Marlins have enough outfielders. He's a third baseman. Red Sox, Trevor Story is not a leadoff hitter. He can hit 30 home runs in a season, man. Nor is Rafael Devers a number 2 hitter. By doing that, you get the likes of Kike Hernandez, Kristen Arroyo, and Rob Repsteiner, who are, again, utility guys, and Kike Hernandez, who's starting in center field, which is not really his position, and JBJ batting middle lineup. Those are not power hitters. And we've been over the JBJ's best value is a center fielder, not a right fielder. Devers batting cleanup was good because he drives in a lot of runs. Arroyo should not be DH, and they got enough guys to DH. Verdugo batting cleanup again is just not where he belongs. And in a blowout, Pilecki pitched. Orioles, Trey Mancini, he's not a number 2 hitter. He should be batting 3rd or 4th. He's also not an outfielder. This team has enough outfielders. There should be no reason he should play there. Protect your best asset. Hayes, he's a good defensive outfielder. He should never be batting 3rd, 4th, or 5th because he's not a great hitter. Batting second's okay. Santander, we've been over this. He's also not a number 2 hitter. 3rd was a good spot for him. And then Urias is a utility guy. He should always be batting at the bottom of the lineup. Then the Astros. I like seeing Chas McCormick and Pena batting 1 and 2. Or Nico Goodrum, because they're speedy contact guys. It makes sense. Pena batting 7th is not the best spot for him. He's not going to bat at the top. You bat him at the lineup, at the bottom. We notice Michael Bradley's not a number 2 hitter. He's a good number 3 hitter. Jordan Alvarez, he's a bad defensive outfielder. Nobody's playing the outfield. And Lesmy Diaz, if you're actually going to start this guy, he's not a number 3 hitter. And Altuve, we know that's the perfect number 2 hitter, not a leadoff hitter. And then, at the same time, they need to understand is when you got 3 center fielders and 3 shortstops, those are the guys that you want to play in the 1 or 2 spots. And then the Blue Jays, George Springer, we were not a leadoff hitter. This dude can hit 40 and 100 if he was healthy. He's also not a center fielder. Gurriel, he's become a good offensive player, but he's not a cleanup hitter like his brother. And then Zach Collins, Raimel Tapia, none of them should be batting for Matt Chapman. He used to bat cleanup for the A's. And then Tapia, again, he goes not a number 5 hitter, number 6 hitter. I also don't want to see Howard Kirk batting before Chapman as well. Tapia is a contact hitter, so if he's not batting at 1 or 2, he should be batting at the bottom of the lineup. Zach Collins, he's found some offensive group with the Blue Jays recently, but he's not a middle-of-the-order hitter. And they have this Capra guy up. Not an outfielder. Stop playing him in the out. Guy's out of position. Tapia leading off once. Perfect. Twins. All right. His spot is taken by Polanco, but she never should be playing first base. It's the, okay. Polanco, we mentioned. He's not a cleanup hitter nor a leadoff hitter. Third is better than the other two, but he's probably best suited to bat 5th or 6th. Gary Sanchez, you got him to be in the middle of your lineup, not to bat 8th. You bet Carlos Correa to bat middle of the lineup, not 2nd. Kyle Garlick and Nick Gordon, we've been over that. They're not outfielders. Stop playing at first base and a shortstop in the outfield. And Urshela's never in his whole entire career been a cleanup hitter. He's an okay offensive third baseman, so he's batting 7th maybe. And then this Miranda guy that called up, he's playing first base. He's the second baseman by trade. And Larnack, he's a nice young offensive outfielder, but he's not a cleanup hitter. Rays. I don't want to see Brandon Lau and Wander Franco 1 and 2. Lau's not a leadoff hitter. Franco probably should be batting lower with his offensive capability. Brandon Lau's also not a cleanup hitter. Then I don't want to see Randy Ozarena bat 3, 4, 5, or Margot bat 5 or 6 or 3rd. Like, those are speedy contact hitters at this point. And Margot's not a DH. I know by trading Austin Meadows, you don't have a lot of DH options, but that's like not the guy to do it. Matt Whistler should not be pitching out of bullpen when this team has enough starting pitching. Margot batting 2nd is better than the other two, but he's not a number 2 hitter. Harold Ramirez is a 4th outfielder, not a first baseman, not a DH. And Yanni Diaz is one of the only guys on this team that can hit 20 home runs plus in a season, maybe 30. He should never be batting 2nd or leadoff. And then it doesn't make sense here what they're doing there. And then the Phillies, Rhys Hoskins, not a number 2 hitter, he's a power hitter. Kyle Schwarber, not a leadoff hitter, nor is Bowman leadoff for a number 2 hitter. Castellanos batting those. Those are power hitters. You bat in the middle of the lineup. Because then you get the likes of Didi Gregorius and Gene Segura batting 5th and 6th. No, not really where you want them. And then Segura leading off makes sense. Herrera batting last is stupid. But hey, if he's not going to bat lead off, then you can bat him last. And then you got yourself the Angels. Taylor Ward, we know, is a catcher playing the outfield. Not a leadoff hitter. Tyler Wade's not a shortstop. He's a second baseman. Mike Trout should be batting 3rd, not 2nd. Jack Mayfield, not a left fielder, nor number 2 hitter. He's a third baseman by trade. And Jared Walsh played the outfield again. Like, why are you throwing another first baseman catcher in the outfield? Suzuki got his first career ever appearance at first base. I don't know if they're doing this extra inning game. No purpose for them to ever do that. And Rojas, they called him up by sending Joe Adell. Again, this guy's not an outfielder. And Tyler Wade, not an outfielder. Perfectly against the White Sox. They have Mike Trout batting 3rd, Ohtani batting 4th, and Rendon batting 5th. I thought that was perfect. Okay, White Sox. Andrew Vaughn, not a number 2 hitter. Robert batting 4th and 5th. I don't think that's where he belongs. Leroy Garcia batting 9th was perfect. AJ Pollock batting 3rd, that's a no-go. Sheets is not a right fielder, but with Eloy injured, they don't have a lot of options in the corner outfield spot. Again, Leroy Garcia, that's number 7 hitter. Sheets is a good offensive player. He should never be batting such low spot 8th. And Jake Berger should not be batting after Adam Engel. Adam Engel, he's been becoming an okay offensive player in his career, and I love the guy. He's one of my favorite Sox players. But Jake Berger's got more offensive power to worry about. Atlanta. Matt Olson, not a number 2 hitter. There's no point ever to see Matt Olson batting 2nd. He's a middle-of-the-order hitter. Ozzie Albies is not a number 5 hitter. He's perfect in the 2 spot. And Duvall should never be playing center field if you're going to start Guillermo Herrera and Travis Demeritte in the same game. One's a young dude and one's a natural-born center fielder. Kuna leading off is stupid. He's not a leadoff hitter. He's a middle-of-the-order hitter. And Kyle McHugh's a waste out of the bullpen when he could be a good starting pitcher for you guys. And again, Ozzie Albies not a leadoff hitter. Texas Cole Calhoun and Nate Lau, those are not leadoff hitters. Lau's a middle-of-the-order hitter, okay? You don't want to see Simeon and Seager batting 1 and 2 or leading off because you got those guys for offense to be in the middle of the lineup. Matt Moore pitching in a bullpen is stupid when you don't have enough starting pitching. This Andy Ibanez, the utility guy, not a DH. So it's just like, okay. Garrett Richards, again, pitching out of bullpen, stupid. Especially if you're going to, then you go, well, we started him. He's not an opener. And the Kobe Aller showing me pitching in a bullpen again. You don't have enough starting pitching. Yankees. She's a Mayu, is perfect number 2 hitter, not a leadoff hitter. And I know because this team has so many offensive players that is why He's been playing first base, third base, and DH, and then he played second once, but come on. Judge is a number 2 hitter, and Andujar is not a left fielder. You got enough outfielders to the team. And Aaron Judge should never be playing center field, especially in the same game Aaron Hicks is playing left field. Hicks is your everyday center fielder. It's one thing if you give him the day off. I should never ever see Judge in center field and then Hicks in left. It makes no sense. And Mario Gonzalez is a super utility infielder. No business playing the outfield. I did like Aaron Hicks leading off one day, and then Rizzo Stanton and Donaldson batting in the middle of the lineup. That's perfect. Speed and then power. Royals, Benintendi batting third is not really where he should be. Batting second is good. Now Dozier in the outfield, he's not an outfielder. Then there's another team that lost to DH. I liked when Ola Everest and Whit Merrifield batted 1 and 2, speed and contact. Whit, again batting fifth, not the best spot for him. He's a top of the order hitter. Cubs, I like Ortega leading off and seeing VR bat second, but Ortega's not a DH. You got enough guys who could DH the team as 3 first basemen. Ian Happ, batting third, has been good to see him there, but he's not a cleanup hitter. Patrick Wisdom, we've been over that. He's a first baseman playing third base. Hayward is not a good center fielder, and Contreras should never be batting second. He's one of your only good power hitters. And Rivas is a first baseman with no speed. Why is he batting leadoff? Brewers, they have been at perfect lineups where they've had Adames or Urias, Colton Wong at the top of the lineup, and then they go Yelich, Renfroe, Rowdy Tellez, Andrew McCutchen, Omar Narvaez, or Castanera. That's like it's been good. And then you go at the bottom, whoever's left. It's like perfect. But why then you go say, well, we'll bet Lorenzo Cain 8th or 6th. He's not a power hitter, value there. Yelich is the middle of your hitter, not a number 2 hitter. And Adames batting him top of the lineup is good, but not third. And Castanera is a good offensive player, not batting last. Diamondbacks. Varsho leading off. He's not a leadoff hitter, nor is he an outfielder. We know he's a catcher. Pavin Smith is a power guy, not a number 2 hitter, and he's a right fielder playing left. First baseman playing right field. Makes no sense, never batting leadoff. Hummel is another catcher playing the outfield. Batting him leadoff is silly. Marte should be batting 1 or 2, not 6. Varsho should play catcher 1, which was cool. Alcantara is the super utility guy. Should never be batting that high in the lineup, batting 6. And Luplo and Marte are not number 3 hitters. Like, Luplo's a backup outfielder. He's batting at the bottom of the lineup. And then Pavin Smith, I was complaining about him leadoff for second, but then they batted him 8th. Like, it's completely way far away. Cardinals. Paul Goldschmidt is a 120-plus RBI hitter. Should never be batting second. Harrison Bader is improved offensively, but he's not a number 6 or 7th hitter. I love seeing Tommy Edman lead off because he's a contact hitter. Bader batting second is okay, but I prefer probably Dylan Carlson. Don't want to see Bader leading off because, again, he's okay offensively, but not that great. And then they bat Dylan Carlson last or 8th, and I'm like, this dude was batting leadoff or batting second for you guys at third. He's a good offensive player. And then they got this this Yepes dude coming up, and they threw him in the outfield when he's an infielder. I'm like, you got enough outfielders on this team. You got Lars Nootbaar and Cord Jickerson besides the starting outfielder you already have. Makes no sense. Okay? And then he's batting 5th. I don't even know who this guy is. Reds. Kyle Farmer is not a shortstop, not a leadoff hitter, not a number 2, number 5 hitter. He bat at the bottom line. Nick Senzel is not a center fielder, not a number 6 hitter. He's this contact speed guy, top or bottom. Brandon Drury, I love this man. He's a third baseman by trade, so I don't want to see him playing second base or shortstop. And Moose batting 7th is way too low with Joey Votto injured. And then Tyler Naquin's a waste of a DH spot when you got Colin Moran and Mike Moustapka. Stevenson, who was the back catcher last year, is not so great of an offensive player. I want him batting in the middle of the lineup. Play him at catcher if he's your catcher, not first base. Matt Reynolds, super utility guy. He also pitched this week and played the outfield. I don't want to see him in the outfield when he's an infielder. And this Lopez dude is a second baseman / shortstop, the middle infielder. I don't want to see him in the outfield either. You know, he should be getting at bats in the infield. And then the Rockies, we know, is Connor Joe's not a leadoff hitter, nor is he an outfielder to begin with. He's a corner infielder. Blackman, they keep switching him around between him batting second leadoff or like third. His value is probably best leading off for batting 3rd or 5th. Grichuk, not a center fielder, been over this. And Diaz is a backup catcher on pretty much every team. Not a number 5 or 6 hitter. And then they batted some young guy up as a DH 9 spot. That's not where you batted DH. Cleveland, Owen Miller's not a first baseman. He's a super utility infielder. And batting him cleanup is stupid. Jimenez, playing shortstop is good. But when you play him at second base, and you play Rosario shortstop and then bat Jimenez ahead of him, it's stupid. Rosario's the clear better offensive player. Jimenez the clear defensive player. You put the guy with best defense and shortstop, the best offense second base. Don't bat Jimenez way too high. And Palacios is an infielder by trade, so they're throwing another infielder like Rosario in the outfield and Naylor in the outfield, and now Naylor is actually going to play first base. You would think with Bobby Bradley DFA'd for assignment, I would actually play Naylor first base every day possible. 8th, you have so many outfielders and so many infielders. That Billy McKinney and Seth Brown, natural-born outfielders. McKinney's a natural-born center fielder. Play him in center field. Okay, I don't want to see infielders Tony Kemp and Chad Pinder in left field, and then see outfielders play first base. You got enough first basemen on this team that you can do that at catchers. You don't need to put outfielders there. Okay? And then the Tigers. Grossman, we don't, not a leadoff hitter, not a number 2 hitter. I like seeing Hill lead off. Baez, batting second too, but you got him to be the middle of the order hitter. Meadows is a good hitter, but I wouldn't say he's a cleanup or a 3 hitter when you have Baez, Miguel Cabrera, Candelario, and Scope, okay? And Fulmer again, waste as a reliever when he could be a starter on a lot of teams. And you love this guy's bat. But again, this Tiger team has so many outfielders. You should know nobody's playing left field. So many first basemen, and no point of playing a utility infield like Castro at first base. And then Badu leading off, that's a little bit of a stretch. Dodgers. Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman are middle of the order hitters. Betts has had experience leading off, but those guys are 30, 40 home run hitters, 120 RBI guys. Trey Turner could lead the league in steals and win a batting title. He's not number 3 hitter. McKinstry, infielder by trade. Not playing the outfield. I know you're already playing Chris Taylor on the outfield, but right field is stretch with a McPilot trade. Next month, he should never be playing second base. He could start at third base, first base, or DH. Gavin Lux and McKinstry and Hans Alberto should be the only guys playing second base. Will Smith, I know he's a good offensive catcher, but he's not a cleanup hitter or a DH at this point in his offensive career. And again, I don't want to see Cody Bellinger in center field when he's not a center fielder, Gavin Lux in the left field when he's not an outfielder, and Chris Taylor in right field when he's not an outfielder. Nationals, Juan Soto, we know is not a right fielder, he's a left fielder. He's also not a number 2 hitter, he's a perfect 3 hitter. Keiblat Ruiz, batting 5th or 6th when he's a rookie, is silly. And this Yadiel Hernandez dude is a backup outfielder, not a cleanup hitter, not a 5 hitter, not a DH. And Fox could be starting games for them. They don't have starting pitching. And the Giants. Why is Darren Ruff batting 2nd? He's a 30 home run guy if he's healthy and gets enough at bats. Then in left field a stretch, but you have a DH and first base open, okay? Belt's been hurt for a bit. You could have actually played him at first base every day. Right field's a stretch. Okay, Slater, we know, is not a center fielder. He should be playing right field. Nor is he a leadoff hitter. He's an offensive player who can hit a lot of home runs, so bat him 7th. So when you do these things like that, you got Crawford, who's never been the world's greatest hitter, and Estrada, a super utility guy, batting in the middle of the lineup. And now they have a new outfielder named Crezion. He's playing in the outfield, and he's an infielder. And then the Giants used an opener when they got a lot of starting pitchers on their 40-man roster, so it made no sense. And the Mets, I'm a huge Jeff McNeil fan. He makes a lot of contact, gets on big, but he's not a number 3 hitter or a 6 hitter. If you're not going to bat him 2nd, you bat him 8th or 9th. Dominic Smith is a power hitter. He's not batting 8th. And starting Marte batting 7th was fine because I was like, cool. You'll put Marte, you'll put, Jeff McNeil 2nd. They didn't do that. They put Lindor 2nd, which is not, where he belongs, the 30 home run guy. And Jankowski leading off some game. When Nimmo does it, that's perfect. Canna batting 2nd is okay if it's just him and Marte swapping spots. And as I mentioned, 3 teams, at least 3, lost their DH. I don't know how you could do that in a game anymore. Thanks for listening to another week of MLB Observations, Week 4 for the 2022 season. For On the Random Table Blog, I'm Vader. See you guys next time.